tonight, huh? Good. Come on, you.
Nightingale Radio, in association with AdventureTube, presents Among the Willows. Deep in the Western Territories, surrounded by towering mountains and a fast-flowing river, is the mining town of Whitley Valley. It is in this small town that a war will be waged, a battle between those who seek to destroy and those who live among the willows.
I'll have another bartender.
Another rum, Willy?
You bet.
How about something different for a change? I'm always refilling your glass with rum over and over again every time you're in here. Don't you want to mix it up a little?
Alright, bartender. Alright. I'll mix it up a little. I'll take another rum, but this time, put it in a different glass. Oh, why'd you drop it?
Well, I didn't mean to. That's just great. Fitting, really. A broken glass in a broken saloon.
What's that? Poetry?
No, Willy, it's the truth. This saloon's on its last legs. I can't afford to keep it running anymore.
That's horse apples. The saloon's doing fine.
You kidding? I can't afford to keep this place up much longer. I'm losing money every second I keep it open. That's how it goes, I guess. The gold dries up, and then the customers. Willy, you've been a loyal patron, but I'm afraid I won't be serving you anymore. I'm leaving the saloon.
Leaving to buy another glass?
No, Willy, I'm through. I'm quitting.
You can't quit.
You want to bet?
Yeah, sure. I bet all the money I have on me that you won't quit.
I quit.
Damn. I thought you were bluffing.
Well, I'm not. I'm really quitting. You can keep all the money that you have on you that you betted. I won't take it.
That's good, because I don't have the money on me anymore.
This'll be the saloon's last day before I close it for good. After that, I'm heading back home to New York.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
We'll believe it.
No, that's not working. I still can't believe what I'm hearing. I need someone else to hear it from me, then maybe I'll believe it. Hey Carson, come over here, listen to this.
What's the matter, Willy?
Bill, the saloon's going out of business.
What? That's terrible. Is it true, bartender?
I'm afraid so.
I wish I could do something to help.
There's nothing left to do. I don't have enough money to afford the payments I owe on this property. Mayor Whitley's sending the sheriff to evict me tonight.
Here, take this.
I can't take your money, Bill.
Look, barkeep, I've hung out at this saloon for years, and in those years, I've come to love this place. I met Carol here, and to see this saloon go would be one of the saddest things that ever happened to me. This is where us friends come to relax and have a beer. This is where we go. Take this money. It should cover the week's payment.
Thank you, but I was planning on just giving up. I bought a train ticket back to New York for tomorrow. I've got all my stuff all packed up upstairs. Even if I do pay tonight, no one will be here to pay for it the next week.
I'll be here.
I'll be here.
I'm gonna miss you boys. If everything works out, be sure to mail me back. But for now, I must be going. There's nothing left for me here. Sally, quit the piano playing and come over here for a minute.
What's wrong, boss?
How long have you been playing piano in here, Sally?
For as long as I can remember.
I agree. I told you about my plans to leave.
You have, sir.
There's one last thing I want to give you before I go. Ollie, Sally Banning, for your loyal workmanship, I gift you the deed to the saloon. Keep it until you, too, can no longer afford to keep the place.
Well, boys, I thank you all. This time tomorrow I'll be gone and the saloon will be yours. All the equipment and alcohol included.
Don't worry, bartender. As long as I'm alive, the saloon will be safe.
May God have mercy.
How about playing something to cheer us up, Sally? Play us a tune.
You got it.
Who is it?
It's John, Mayor Whitley.
Sheriff Savage. Come right in. So, did that old barkeep finally give up? Is the saloon our property now? What's this?
It's the money, Mayor Whitley. Turns out the barkeep had some spare cash laying around we didn't know about.
No matter. This will only hold him over for a week. Next week we'll have him. And then the saloon will be ours.
Or rather, the land beneath it.
Yes, but there's one thing I still don't understand. I thought the bartender was leaving Whitley Valley tomorrow. If this is so, then why pay for the saloon another week?
I don't know, but it may have something to do with that clod, Bill Carson. When the barkeep gave me the money, Carson and his friends were all there with him.
You think the bartender gave him the deed to the saloon?
It's definitely a possibility.
Carson has a stand-up job at the stables. With that and the deed to the saloon, there's no telling how long he'll be able to hold off our taxes.
The sooner we get the land, the better. We may have to get our hands a little dirty in order to speed up the process.
Easy with that gun, Sheriff. Who's there?
Carol, hey, wait up.
Go away, Bill. I don't want to see you right now.
You don't want to see me? Why not?
I just don't, okay? Let me be.
Not until you... Have you been crying, Carol? Is there something wrong?
It's nothing.
Now listen here, Carol. You can't just say it's nothing when clearly I can see there is something the matter. What is it? You can tell me.
For your safety, I can't say anything.
For my safety? What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, I'm not supposed to say anything, but I just have to tell you, Bill, you're in danger. That's all I could say for now. But know that you're in great danger.
Carol, what are you talking about? What danger?
I can't say. Or else...
Or else what, Carol?
Or else you'll die.
So you can't tell me anything or else I die. Who's threatening you?
I can't say. Just know you need protection right away. There's no telling what will happen in the days to come.
You're too worried. Trust me when I say that I'll be fine.
I wish that were true, Bill, but you don't know what you're up against.
I wish I did. For now, though, know I can handle anything that comes my way. You have to believe that. I've got to go, but try not to be worried about me. Remember, I'm always prepared for anything.
Hey, you! Pay attention to where you're standing!
Sorry, sir. Well, almost anything. Goodbye, Carol. I'll see you later.
Goodbye, Bill.
Howdy, Carol. Say, what's wrong?
I'll explain it all later, Sally. But for now, I need you to do me a big favor. And you can't tell Bill about anything I'm about to say.
You sound serious. What do you need?
Sally, Bill and I are in danger.
What kind of danger?
Life-threatening danger.
That's the worst kind. What do you need me to do?
I need you to find someone who could protect us.
Who?
I don't know. Do you know anyone?
Sure, I know a lot of people. I know Willy, I know Bill Carson, I know you.
Anyone who could protect us?
There is one person.
Who is it?
Well, I haven't seen him in a while. A childhood friend. Always used to get into all sorts of trouble. Last I heard, he was moving down to a town not too far from here.
Can you and Willy go to this town and hire him? We need his protection as soon as possible.
Sure, we can go get him. But who's gonna fill in for me at the piano?
Well, I took some piano lessons a couple of years ago. Maybe I could fill in?
Are you sure? You know, it is rather difficult to get the hang of. Well, I'll be damned. You're a natural.
I ought to be. You're the one who taught me.
Don't you worry, Carol. Willy and I'll get the job done in no time.
Thanks, Sally. You're the greatest. Who'd you say this person we're looking for is again?
He's a man named Gideon Decker. Hey, watch where you're going.
Sorry, I'm just in a real hurry.
Hey, what a coincidence. We're in a real hurry, too. Ain't that right, Willy?
That's right.
Say, have we met before? Your voice sounds awfully familiar.
I don't know, but maybe you can help us out. We're looking for a man called Gideon Decker.
Yeah, I know him. What do you want with him?
We're not allowed to say. It's a secret only for him.
Well, if you tell me, I'll be sure he gets the message.
Sorry, no can do.
Oh, come on, fellas. I won't tell. I'll get the message to him so fast it'll be like he was standing right here where I am.
Alright, you seem like a trustworthy man. I'll tell you. Tell him, Willy.
Okay, I'll whisper it in your ear. We need to find Gideon Decker so we can pay him to guard two friends of ours.
Did you hear that?
I heard it all right. Smelt it too. It's as if for a few seconds I was transported into a saloon. Anyways, gentlemen, I'm sure you'll be glad to hear that Gideon Decker has in fact received the message.
You're faster than the Pony Express.
You some kind of magician? How'd Gideon get the message already?
Because, you lovable little drunkard you, I am Gideon Decker.
The real Gideon Decker?
At your service, and, not too loud. There are some people around here that'd love to find me, beat me, and hang me if they ever got the chance to get their hands on me. Namely, a certain doctor who's obsessed with looking up people's sleeves.
So, all these bad men are looking for you? You became a sheriff or something?
Why yes, a sheriff. That's what I am, a sheriff. The best sheriff there ever was in the whole West.
That's great, and I thought you'd be some sort of nobody. Boy, was I wrong. Hey, Gideon, you remember me at all?
Why yes, I do. I remember we bumped into each other not too long ago. Those were the days.
No, further back. We grew up together, Gideon. It's me, Sally.
I don't know any Sallys.
Well, back then, before I got that nickname, they used to call me Ollie Banning.
I do recall meeting an Ollie Banning once before. We were childhood friends. And you, Willy. I remember you too. I believe we used to call you Elastic Belt Willy.
That's me.
Hey, can you do that thing you used to do with your belt?
Yeah, Willy, show him.
And that's why they call me Elastic Belt.
So, about my payment.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get a fair amount.
A fair amount, eh? How much is a fair amount?
Well, Willy and I are getting paid $12.
$12? It's a deal.
Good. We can split it up between us.
You mean we're not getting paid $12 each?
We figured that we could split the 12 into 3 parts.
Okay, so I'll get $9 and you two can each get $1.50.
Hey, that's not even.
You're right. Better make it 10 for me and $2 for the both of you.
We could talk about this more later. Now we better get back to Whitley Valley.
That's about it. I think we're ready to close up the saloon for the night, Carol.
How was my piano playing, Bill?
You were terrific. It's too bad Willy and Sally couldn't be here to see how good you were. What did you say they were again?
Oh, you know, Willy's grandmother is sick, and the two of them want to check on her.
I didn't know Willy even had a grandmother.
Oh yeah, very nice lady.
You've met her?
Of course, Ollie introduced me to his grandmother a while back.
I thought it was Willy's grandma.
What did I say?
Sally.
Oh, well, I meant Willy.
That's fine. We all make mistakes sometimes.
I suppose you're right.
Don't move, Mr. Carson, or I'll shoot. I'm afraid you're gonna have to come with me for a little while to get things sorted out.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Are you resisting arrest?
On what grounds am I being arrested?
Mr. Carson, you're being arrested on the grounds you're standing on.
What's that supposed to mean?
Any more questions, then I'll have to take you in for resisting arrest.
I don't understand.
In time you will, Mr. Carson. And trust me when I say you'll have plenty of time to understand everything.
How much time?
That depends if you're going to put up a fight or not. Already you're due 1 whole week in jail.
Jail?
Yes, Mr. Carson. Jail. J-A-L-E. Jail. The sooner you come to terms with it, the sooner we can all move on. Now, How many questions did you ask after I told you no more questions? Let me see. I believe you asked 2 questions. That's 2 additional weeks.
2 additional weeks?
Make that 3. 3 additional weeks.
Why?
4.
What do you want from me?
5. That's 5 more weeks, Mr. Carson. If I were you, I'd watch my tongue, so as not to gain any more.
Yes, sir.
Good. That's what I want to hear. Now, Mr. Carson, let me assure you, I don't want to keep you in jail for 6 weeks. I'll have to see your face every time I come in for work. Yet perhaps it's better this way. 6 weeks will allot plenty of time for me to plan the wedding. We'll begin planning for it right after Mayor Whitley obtains the rights to the saloon.
Carol, is that what you were trying to warn me about before? Was Sheriff Savage threatening you?
Carol, have you broken the bargain we made and told Bill about our plans? You stay right here, Carol. Me and Mr. Carson are going to take a little walk over to the calaboose, where he'll be staying in a nice dirty cell all to himself for 7 weeks.
I thought it was just 6.
Make that 8 weeks. Come along, Carson.
How long are you going to pace around the cell like that? You know when Sheriff Savage gets back, he won't be having none of this pacing you're doing.
Sorry, old-timer. Didn't mean to wake you. Just that I've got to get out of here. I've been wrongly arrested, and it's very important I get back to Carol as soon as possible.
Calm down. It's only been 2 days since you got here. You've got plenty of time to sort things out.
I suppose you're right.
There you go. Now just sit down on your cot and relax. I'm as anxious as you in terms of how much I want to get out of here, but you don't see me running in circles around the room. Say, boy, what's your name?
My name's Bill Carson, sir.
Glad to be your cellmate, Mr. Carson. They call me H.H.
What does that stand for?
Funny thing is, I can't quite remember. That's what old age does to you. Enjoy youth, Mr. Carson. Enjoy it while you've got it.
That won't do me much good, sir. I've only got 6 weeks.
And then?
And then, H.H., then I'm finished.
The noose?
The noose.
What did you do, son?
I resisted being arrested for doing nothing but getting in Sheriff Savage's way.
Damn this harebrained fatal system. Might as well be hung for as cheap as a lamb.
You got that right, H.H. What did you do to get in here?
Well, young man, what I did to get in here was a little worse than what you did. You see, a long time ago when Whitley Valley was first being constructed, I used to be the town's only sheriff. Why, in those days I could catch any criminal that dared to set foot on this piece of land in a day or two. Those were the days, the golden days. I lived high on the hog, getting good pay, having dinners with the mayor, receiving tons of respect from the miners for clearing their tunnels of bandits, but I suppose old age wore me down as the years went by. Eventually it got to being that I couldn't see too well no more, and my hands shook like mad any time I had a gun. More and more criminals began to get away with their crimes because of this, and so Mayor Whitley told me I had to retire. I didn't take too kindly to that suggestion, nor to the replacement sheriff he wanted me to meet. We settled on having this new kid, whose name was John Savage, be my deputy instead of just replacing me. But after a while, my knees grew weak and couldn't chase down lawbreakers anymore. Savage was made the sheriff, and I was left to watch the jail. One day, a fine young man came in saying he wanted to be the new sheriff. Savage got real mad. I figured he'd worked so hard to get to that position that he wasn't going to let nobody take it from him. They dueled right here in the calaboose for the job. Savage said there could only be one. That's when I decided to step in, but Savage pushed me back into my chair and continued. He shot that boy right in the stomach without as much as a flinch, and all I could do was sit there and watch him do it. I got so angry at Sheriff Savage for killing such a young and hopeful boy that I pulled out my revolver, and that's when he turned and got me right in the arm. For betraying him on that day, 7 years ago, he locked me up behind bars, and so now I'm here, waiting for a day that'll never come. The day I'll be set free.
I'm sorry, old man. I didn't mean to bring about any harsh memories.
It's fine, boy. I think I hear the sheriff coming back.
What do we do?
I'm gonna pretend like I'm asleep. I don't much feel like looking at that cool man again today.
I'm right there with you. That's not Sheriff Savage. That's Willy!
And me too.
Sally, you're here too!
And don't forget about me.
How could I forget about you if we've never met?
You've never met George Washington, yet you don't forget him.
What Mr. Decker is trying to say is that he's Gideon Decker, and he's glad to have met you.
I couldn't have said it better myself, unless that is I said it like this. Pleased to meet your acquaintance, good sir. I humbly present myself to you as the one and only Gideon Decker, champion of the West.
Pleased to meet you too, Mr. Decker. My name's Bill Carson. I didn't mean to sound rude or anything, but why are you here?
I'm here to get you out.
So she actually went and did it, huh? That Carol. Trying to look out for me even if it meant going behind my back. Well, Mr. Decker, I'm sorry, but it seems it's too late to help me. Sheriff Savage already has me locked up.
Which is why I'm here to get you out.
How do you propose to do that?
A sheriff? Are you telling me that you are a new sheriff in town?
Actually, I was telling Mr. Carson that I was the new sheriff in town. And yes, I am a new sheriff in town.
Oh, I forgot to introduce you guys to my cellmate. Everyone, this is ex-sheriff H.H. H.H., this is Sally the piano player, my good friend Willy, and Gideon Decker.
How do you do, H.H.?
As good as a man can do locked up in a jail cell like this. Anyways, like I was saying, are you really a new sheriff in town?
I am.
May God have mercy on your soul. Do you realize the danger you're putting yourself in by claiming such a title?
I am.
And you're okay with that?
Not at all, but I'm afraid I've made a promise, one I intend to keep.
More like one you've got no choice but to keep.
Either way, that's mighty noble of you, Mr. Decker.
Why, thank you, old man. And yes, it is indeed a noble effort, for I, Sheriff Gideon Decker, am aware of the danger I face and laugh at it. Ha ha ha!
What's all this laughing about? Who permitted this party?
And who are you to question us?
Gideon, don't.
Don't worry, Carson. I've got everything under control here.
Who am I? Who are you?
I, my livid man, am the one and only Gideon Decker, champion of the West.
Gideon, no.
Calm down, Carson. I'm not letting some oaf barge in here unannounced and walk all over me.
Some oaf, huh?
Yes, you indignant bully. An oaf.
Gideon, stop that.
I'll say it once and I'll say it again. You are an oaf.
And why, pray tell, are you here?
I'm here to set this poor jailbird free.
And me too.
And him too. You see, they've been wrongly imprisoned by this town's apparently cold and malevolent sheriff. And so I am here to exonerate them. And nothing, not even Sheriff John Savage himself, can get in my way.
Gideon!
What? What is it, Carson?
That man is Sheriff John Savage.
Oh, Mr. Savage, it is you! My sincerest apologies, sir. I didn't recognize you under all that anger. I hope you didn't take anything I just said too seriously. I was just fooling around. You know, just playing a practical joke is all. Nothing to be taken too seriously. I hope you realize this so that we can all just move on and become bigger and better people. Now, how about that? Aren't we learning from this funny experience? Boy, how we all managed to grow a little more with every conversation. Say, Mr. Savage, that sure is a dapper uniform you've got there. What's your secret, Mr. Savage? Mr. Savage, is that a real working firearm you've got there in your holster? No need to take it out and test it, Mr. Savage. I'm sure it is. Hey, Mr. Savage, how about we be friends, you and I, huh? How about it? Pals, buddies, Mr. Savage?
That's Sheriff Savage to you, and the idea of being your friend makes me sick. In fact, I think you make me sick.
In that case, I better get as far away from you as possible. So long, everyone.
Hold on just a minute, Gideon. A promise is a promise. You said that you were going to get Bill out of here, and so that's what you gotta do.
And how is this man qualified to get that filth Bill Carson out of jail?
I'm not.
That's enough out of you. Now listen up and listen close. You hear? I'm the only sheriff in this town. Me. Nobody else is going to take that away. And especially not a low-life like you. I'd shoot you right where you stand.
Why don't you?
Because I've got orders. Orders to invite you to a complimentary dinner at the mayor's house. Apparently he's heard of your presence and so-called prestige as a sheriff.
Hopefully this complimentary dinner doesn't turn into a Last Supper.
One slip from you, and it very well may. Now, Mr. Decker, soup or salad?
Why not both?
Pick one.
Salad.
Dressing?
No, I'm already dressed, thank you.
The dinner is this afternoon. Be there. Now get out of my jail before I throw you out.
I think that went quite well.